Scott, I love founder mode. As a founder, the level of energy that is driven in a founder, when a founder is on, it's so remarkable. And I think that's been the story, observing Truckstop, both as a partner, but also as someone on the side who observes this industry. It certainly feels like a new day at Truckstop since you took back over.
It's an old day.
It's an old day.
It's an old day that has become new. And so, yeah, it's been very exciting. 6 years of pent-up ideas are coming out all at once.
How frustrating was that, sitting on the sidelines and having ideas and not being able to do something about them?
It's like when your child gets married and you see all the mistakes they're making and you can't say a single thing about it. You just smile and encourage and try and promote them to help make better choices. Doesn't always work that way.
Now, Truckstop started in the 90s. You were the first, or certainly the most successful marketplace on, I believe, the first on the internet. So there was first mover advantage throughout the years. 25 years. What,
30?
Oh, yes. Should know this. You're 30 for 30, right? We'll talk about that in a second. 30 years. There's been a lot of companies that have tried to come in and take market share from you and DAT to become the marketplace. But something has kept them from achieving scale. And they come and they go, what has made Truckstop special? Why have you guys won over all these years?
Because we're nice. No, I often tease that if I had all the money that people spent on starting load boards, that I would be as wealthy as Elon Musk right now. I mean, it's incredible. And people don't realize it's not as simple as a database and an interface. There is so much more that goes into it. And they'll get 10, 15, 20, 30, $50 million into it. You get into someone like a Convoy and you're talking hundreds of millions of dollars into it and figure out this is not easy.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge that we face is people think it's easy. I guess we make it look easy, but it is not. It is incredibly difficult.
I mean, I've been faced with the same challenge, if you will, because building a product a rate product and a data product, it's very clear that we're playing in the same box, if you will, or sandbox as DAT, Truckstop to a degree. And the question, we were getting weekly inbound from our customers saying, go build a load board. We want a new marketplace. And it was, we had this recurring conversation in our monthly management meetings of like, should we do this? And we would get pretty close and then decide it's not worth it. And look, I think, Jack Kennedy was up here from Platform Science and be good at one thing. Don't try to do a lot of things. And that has been something that, as tempting as it is, I never did it because you're right. So much money there was National Freight Exchange. Transplace, for those that are OGs in the room, will remember their goal was to create the marketplace for freight. But something has kept Truckstop, has been able to protect Truckstop's business all these years. What is the formula for that?
Well, the formula was always deliver for the customer what they need at a great value. And that was the formula. You had non-trucking people building software for truck driving, or for truckers and for brokers. We had to listen to the customers. So we built them what they wanted. And as we built what they wanted, they would give us more feedback. We'd iterate and go from there. It's when you look at where Truckstop is today, it took 30 years to get there. It's not something that, hey, we just came out of the Y Combinator. We've got $50 million. We're going to have what Truckstop has in 6 months. It never happens. But that's their anticipation, is that they can do it really quick.
Do they view the market, because one of my sort of observations of a lot of folks that come from the Valley is they sort of view us as a bunch of hillbillies that don't know very well. And they're going to come throw all this technology and follow the Uber. I'm not talking about Uber Freight. We could talk about Uber Freight, but Uber's playbook in car and automotive transportation and apply it into freight. But I remember National Freight Exchange. Like I said, you can go back 20 years. This has been a problem that isn't just the internet days, or perhaps the internet days, but this is a problem that everyone's been trying to match freight. Well before venture capital started discovering. It seems worse now, more pervasive that VCs have poured money into it.
Well, it is because Truckstop's successful. So
Everyone emulates.
duplicate success, right? That's how it works. And you might be a hillbilly because you're here.
I am in
Chattanooga.
Tennessee, which is full of hills, and I am very
Okay,
proud of the
I am a
hillbilly.
hayseed from Idaho. So
Okay.
us hayseeds and us hillbillies, we seem to figure it out.
We have a lot in common, a lot of grit that it takes to live in the hills. Scott, earlier this year, you took back over the company. You talked about sitting on the sidelines, sitting out for 6 years. Take us through the journey of what it was like when you sold the business and what it's like now coming back.
Well, when I sold the business, it was amazing because I got to move to Florida and got to learn how to golf, actual golf, not just scramble golf. I've learned how to play tennis. For me, it was a huge blessing because my wife was diagnosed with cancer 6 months after we got to Florida, and the Idaho doctors had never even heard of it. And it's the kind of cancer that if it spreads, you live 2 years and that's it.
Wow.
And so the fact that we were in Florida, had the right doctors at the right time, she got her surgery literally the end of January, right before COVID. So for us, all the stars aligned. And we've loved it. We've done a lot of charity work. We've done a lot of philanthropy throughout the world. We bought a hotel in Papua New Guinea so that we could train young adults in job skills so they wouldn't be just subsistence farmers. We had our first murder in that hotel here about 18 months ago. I never thought I'd have those kind of experiences. So it was a great time for me, but my creative energy was struggling.
And you've done some investing. You've been doing some seed investing, some startups that you've helped back. So some of them are in the room, perhaps. But being a founder is a very different set of energy. Do you feel like you're back, sort of date you talked about, back to the old days? Is that how it feels for you?
That's exactly how it feels for me. We are so busy making new products now to meet the needs of the industry because this idea of one product will solve everyone's problems. It's a total fallacy. It is not true at all. It's going to take a whole suite of products to do it. My problem is I'm old enough that I realize I'm not going to be able to make every product. Mm-hmm. So I'm very focused on partnership and working with partners that can make products and help solve problems for our customers.
Yeah, one of the partnerships is Sonar. I've known you for some time, and from the very first days when you took back in the CEO, you reached out and you said, "Let's get this going. Like, let's put Sonar data into Truckstop." And it was something that we've been wanting to do for, I've talking to your team for many, many years. And it was just, in fact, I love founder. As a fellow founder, this is my favorite founder story, is Scott asked for some maps, some sample maps of Sonar data and what it would look like inside the Truckstop platform. We sent it. A week later, we don't even have a contract. We're just talking. It's already on the homepage of Truckstop's homepage. And it was like, okay, they are serious. Scott and the team at Truckstop are serious about shipping product and sort of breaking the old rules of just shipping. And it was a remarkable thing to see the pace that you guys have done. Now, one of the things you've talked about, playing on the 30-year anniversary, is the concept of 30 for 30, which is 30 products in the 30th year. My understanding this has now jumped to 35?
We may hit 35 just because we're finding such tremendous partners out there in the industry.
So you're bringing those partners into the platform, you're integrating them. You guys are also building some of your own tech at the same time, right?
Oh, absolutely. So one of our things that we just accomplished here about 3 weeks ago is we set up, frankly, the first MCP server in a load matching company, which means all of our data is now available to AIs through integrations. So you see I know AI, everyone's loving to talk about AI. I'm old enough that I remember when it was called machine learning and all these other kinds of things. New name, new packaging, but I do like a lot of the technology that's out there. But half the people that are here exhibiting are exhibiting AI products. Well, for an AI product to really work, it needs data.
Yeah, for sure.
And where do you get that data from? And that's why we set up the MCP server, is we now have the ability to interface with every AI company that's out here to provide all the information that we house within Truckstop to their AI.
And what does it take to become part of that network?
You have to get a hold of Nate Ivy. Please do not get a hold of me. Get a hold of Nate Ivy, and he'll get you on the list. And
then it's just integration and go.
And well, with an MCP, it's already integrated. All you have to do is literally just ask it. Yeah,
Amazing.
just connect.
Scott, what is the thing that you're most excited about with Truckstop?
The thing I'm most excited about at Truckstop is our ability now to go from a single load board that fits everyone's needs to making multiple different load boards so that the interface that the person needs is the one that helps their business. So a guy that hauls, 100,000-pound bulldozers needs a completely different system than the guy that's hauling a truckload of toilet paper.
Yeah.
And so the ability to take all the data we have and be able to present it in a way that's pertinent to that person, to help simplify their choice selection, is what's got me excited. So, today or yesterday, whenever we sent you the press release, we now announced the new van load board. And what it is it's the same Truckstop load board, but it's now geared towards van freight. So the sonar data, we have what I call the sonar stripe. So when you do a search for van freight, all of a sudden the sonar stripe comes up and it tells you what you should expect rates to be in that lane. Contract rates, spot rates, what's the tender rejection. And then when you actually click into a load, you get the actual details of that particular lane for that load. So it's just one of those little features where it's additional data that helps our customers. And we realize that our van customers are very margin squeezed at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Under tremendous pressure. And so we actually lowered the pricing for the van load board for our van customers so that they could have something a little less expensive than the overall main load board.
And this is a sonar perspective, what I'm most excited about the partnership is that our data is right at the point of transaction, which has always been a frustration for me. Is the larger, the majority of our customers are large enterprises where they have the IT resources to pump it into some type of screen where they can do it. The challenge was always the vast majority of the market is well beyond that scale. They didn't have those resources. What's really awesome about this is taking Sonar's data and putting it right at the point of transaction, which I think is going to be transformative for our business, but certainly enhance the load board that you guys have built, the van load board, which is different from the other modes of traffic.
Yeah, and everyone here is going to get a chance to see it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Scott, I want to talk about your roadmap. You got 30 products that you're, what are we on, 8?
Officially, as of today, we have 9.
9.
I had a 10th one, but the legal contract for it is not completed, so I couldn't announce it.
So we're at number 9. There's 21 more products. Lay out the vision for what we're here in a year, because you have a year to do. You have what now? How many more months?
July.
So next July.
Yeah.
So you're going to have another 21 products. What is the vision for where Truckstop goes from here?
From where it goes from there?
No, from in the next 21 products, what can we expect?
You'll expect a lot more partnerships. Like I said, we're working on partnering with people in the industry. Everyone needs a load board for what they're doing. So we're creating, in one instance, we're creating what we call the Truckstop Factoring Alliance, where every factoring company is like, I really wish I had a load board that would tell my customers what loads that are on the load boards that I'll factor. So that's what we're doing. We're creating instances of the Truckstop load board that has their factoring information in it, which is crazy when you think about it, because Truckstop's got its own factoring company, but it doesn't matter. The industry is so big and so large, no one factoring company is going to serve the entire industry. So we're partnering with multiple factoring companies to provide them the load board that they need for their customers, while at the same time saying, look, we're not interested in poaching each other's customers. Sharing data, in the factoring alliance, we share credit. If Truckstop factoring sees someone's credit going bad, we want to get that out to the rest of the factoring companies in our alliance and say, look, warning, this person isn't paying, or hey, this trucker is doing more than he is capable of doing. And we've been seeing a lot of that kind of stuff in the industry. But it's that idea of partnership, even with competitors in the industry, to bring information together.
Now, I don't know if you heard Jack Kennedy in my conversation, Platform Science CEO, very successful business, platform business. But and I thought it was pretty profound, is being a platform is very different than being a product. And his sort of thesis for Platform Science is we're a platform business. We want to enable all these services. And it's interesting because I've had the same epiphany on Sonar that you just talked about, and it feels like this is shifting in the industry as we all sort of have our world where we focus, and this is where we're focusing. But it feels like there's a ton of partnership opportunities that are taking place that I don't think 5 years ago even felt like anyone wanted to do that. But it certainly feels like companies are thinking much more about, it's okay if we compete, our Venn diagrams might overlap a little bit, but the opportunities to work together are much bigger.
Well, like I said, it's such a diverse industry. There is no one platform, no one product that will serve the entire industry.
And there's a lot of great products that are out there that do one or two things really well.
And it's how do we partner with them? Yeah. How do we work together to make both companies more successful?
So Scott, there's a lot going on at DAT with acquisitions. You guys have been very acquisitive. You bought Denim. You bought RMIS a couple years ago. There's a lot of M&A happening. Is this the roadmap for a company like Truckstop to do more acquisitions? Do we see more of that coming?
I have what I call the big, beautiful company concept. And the big, beautiful company concept is, in transportation, we lack serious, large-scale supply chain technology companies. Because most of us, we can grow our business to a certain point, but that's kind of the max of where our business ends up at. So when you become, I call Truckstop a mid-size company. When you become a mid-size company, you've got 100 to 300 million in revenue. Who do you sell to?
Yeah.
Where do you go from that point? There's no bigger fish.
Trimble and Roper maybe the two largest, and Roper runs these businesses very independently.
Well, Trimble, Roper, Descartes.
Yeah.
But when you look at supply chain, so my concept is how do I get a bunch of companies that are mid-sized companies, pull them all together and create the new Trimble, the new Descartes, the new supply chain technology? One of the beauties of what Truckstop is it's kind of a core technology. It's that marketplace that brings everyone together. How do you take that core and then surround it with 10 or 15 companies?
And I think what's so powerful about Truckstop, that I've always looked at it from an observer standpoint, is that it's where the commerce happens. I like to say it's the NASDAQ of the industry because it's where the transactions take place. And once you're connected to the transaction, which you have an incredibly large moat, as we've talked about, all the businesses that have tried to sort of take that. But the power of taking other products and services, connecting at the point of transaction, is a massive opportunity and, frankly, needs partnerships.
Yeah, in this industry, we create too much standalone stuff. I'm guilty of it. When I started my business, I figured I was on my own. I had to do it all myself. We are well past that standalone phase in this industry now. We need to come together and work together so that we can survive and thrive going forward in this industry.
Well, Scott, I could spend another hour talking about Truckstop and founder mode. Unfortunately, the clock is running the show today. Kelly is as well. So appreciate your time, and you'll be around for a bit, right?
I will. I'm around today.
Perfect. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you.